Hello scholars, this is Mrs. Majors from here in high school. Today we're going to do skill 5, law of cosines. Give me 1 second. Alright, so last lesson we learned about law of sines. Do you guys remember that? Yeah. Alright, how does that go? It's the A over sine of angle A equal to B over sine of angle B equal to side C over sine of angle C. So that's the law of sines that we learned. And what combination of information within a triangle must be known in order for us to use the law of sine? You're going to know side A and angle measure of A, or side B and angle measure of B, or side C and angle measure of C, right? So those are the three options. So if you know one of these, both of them at the same time, you can just plug it in, find the other information. However, what are you going to do if you don't have that? Right? Well, if you don't have that, we can use the law of cosines. Okay, law of cosines. I'm going to write down what those are, and in fact, I'm going to pause the video and then let's talk about that. Okay, so this is how law of cosines goes. Okay, you have three options, and all of those are law of cosines. So a squared equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2 times b times c times cosine of angle A. What you have to remember is that these a and b and c in the lowercase are the sides of the triangle, and that's going to be the angle measure with the capitals. Okay. Another thing I want you to notice that this side matches with the angle over here. Okay, so side B, angle B, side C, angle C. That's supposed to be a lowercase here. Cool? Alright, so now you're probably thinking, how's that helpful? Well, let me show you how to use that. Okay, so look at those examples underneath it. Find each measurement indicated, round your answer to 3 decimal places. So find the length of BC. That's what I'm asking you to do. In fact, do you guys agree that that side is going to be side A with the lowercase, since it's the opposite of the angle A measure? Yeah. So we are trying to find the side A. First thing you need to ask yourself is, can I use law of sine? And the reason is because law of sines are easier to do it. Okay, so I'm looking at it. Okay, I know angle measure of A. Do I know side A? Nope. Okay. Side C, I know angle measure C. Ugh, I don't know that. Side B, I know angle measure B. Nope, I don't know that. So I don't have any of these three combinations that I can use for law of sines. Therefore, I gotta use the law of cosines. Now, which one are we gonna use? Let's see. We're trying to find side A, and we know the angle measure of A. So which one is angle measure of A? Probably the very first one. So let's plug it in. Well, in fact, let's just write down the formula first. C squared minus 2bc cosine of angle A, and then plug it in. Ready? All right. Side A is what we're trying to find, equal to b squared. Let's see if that's our angle measure B. Side B is 21, and 30 is going to be side C, so that looks confusing. B is 21, so 21 squared plus C squared. 30 squared minus 2 times B, 21 times C, 30 times cosine of angle measure of A, which is going to be 123 degrees. Okay, all I did was I just plugged in my values in. All right. Notice, look at the right side of the equal sign. Number, 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 number. Do you guys agree that it's all just going to be a one number thing? Yeah. So if you want to minimize mistake, I highly recommend you can literally just plug this whole thing in your calculator at once. Can't you? Yeah, so let's go. First thing first, make sure your calculator is in degree mode. Let's plug it in. 21 squared plus 30 squared minus 2 times 21 times 30 times cosine of 123. Okay, I got the answer of 20 27 point blah 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 245 blah blah blah. Oops, pen's not working. So a squared is that, right? What are we trying to find? Well, here's the thing. Some of you like to round your answer in the middle of the calculation. I always say don't do that because you're going to make a mistake. So keep this in your calculator, okay? Don't round anything up. What are we trying to find? We're trying to find what a is. So how did you find a from here? You need to square root your answer, right? So you're going to square root whatever that answer was. So let's go ahead and do that. So square root of, oops, square root of that answer, hit enter, you get answer of 45.025 because I want my answer in 3 decimal places. Okay, so that means side A is 45.025. Common mistakes that you will make is some of you like to plug one at a time in your calculator. You're going to forget about negative, you're going to forget about something somewhere in the middle, so just plug all it at once. Another place you might make calculation errors, you just forget that it's a square and you write your answer as the square number. So make sure you square root it right there. Cool? Yay. How many of you thought when you first saw this question and you're like, ooh, I can use Pythagorean Theorem? I hope you did not think that way. Why can't we not use Pythagorean Theorem on this triangle? Because it's not a right triangle. Pythagorean Theorem can be only used on the right triangle. Please remember that. Okay? Alright, now let's look at the next question. I was trying to save the paper here, so I just cut it from the other paper and then paste there. Alright, find angle measure of A. So this is what we are trying to find. We are given just 3 sides. We have no information about the angle. By the way, we did this problem on your pair deck slide from skill 3. I don't know if you guys remember or not. Hope maybe you don't. That's fine. So what are we going to do? I can't use law of sine. This one, law of sine, since I don't have any angle information. I don't know any of the information. So if you're smart, you probably can guess that you're supposed to use the law of cosine. I'm trying to find angle A, so it makes the most sense to use the first one over here. So let me write that down so we don't have to keep going back and forth. A squared equal to B squared plus C squared minus 2 times B times C times cosine of angle A. Plug it in. Let's label it. That's a side A, that's side B, that's side C, since it's all, vertex is B, side B, C, side C, A, side A. Plug it in. 10 squared equal to 17 squared plus 11 squared minus 2 times 17 times 11 times cosine of angle A. Okay, I did that. Now you're going to be like, okay, what should I do? Can I just plug the whole right side of the equal sign all at once in my calculator? Answer is no. Why not? Because that's A is what we are trying to find, and it's a part of the equation. So do you guys see the difference between the top problem? Top problem, literally everything was just the numbers. So I plug it in. This one, it's not. A is what we are trying to find. So we can still do stuff, right? 10 squared is 100 equal to, I'm going to go ahead and plug 17 squared plus 11 squared in my calculator. 17 squared plus 11 squared. I got 410. So 410. Over here, I'm just going to do 2 times 17 times 11 in my calculator. So 2 times 17 times 11. So minus 374 cosine of angle A. And these two things are multiplied. Okay? Alright, so this is as far as I got. Common mistake you're going to do, and I hope you don't do this, is you're going to try to subtract these two numbers. Oh, please do not. Please do not. And you're like, why not? I just want to. What if I ask you this question? If I have 5 is equal to, I'm just going to make it up, 6 minus 2x. If you have an algebra question like that, can you do 6 minus 2? No. Why not? Because that 2 is being multiplied by that x variable that we are trying to find. So what do you do here then? You subtract 6 from both sides and then divide by -2. Right? All right, keep that in mind. So go over here. How should I do? Notice these two things are multiplied here. So I can't break it. I can't just do this to it. I need to get rid of that 410 by subtract 410 from both sides. Are you guys following? So -310 is equal to -374 times cosine of A. Now what's the next step? These are multiplied, so I'm going to go ahead and divide both sides by -374. So 310 divided by 374, I just got rid of that negative, because negative divided by negative is positive, equal to cosine of angle A. We're almost done. All right, A is what we were trying to find. You know the ratio. How do we find that angle? We do the inverse of A there, right? Inverse operation. So inverse of cosine of 310 divided by 374 is equal to A. So now you just have to plug that in your calculators. Let's go. Inverse of cosine of 310 divided by 374. Oh, hold on. I typed it wrong. 310 divided by 374. Angle measure of A is equal to 34.016 degree. 34.016 degree. So that's how you use law of cosine. Okay, and those are two things I can ask you. I might ask you to find the length of it. I might ask you to find the angle. So please, now you have so many tools in your hand. You have law of sines you can use. You have law of cosine you can use, and all that. Okay, so good luck.